With cybersecurity threats on the rise, businesses must stay ahead with strong cybersecurity strategies to protect their data and their operations day to day. Joining me now is Bill Oliver, Managing Director of US Operations at Security Bridge. It's wonderful to have you with me. What are the key cybersecurity strategies business should focus on, in your opinion? What are you seeing?
Well, thank you for having me. And there's a lot to that, and there's a lot of them. But I think a lot of them today are missing some of the soft ones. Like a few of them there is one, the threat intelligence. They need to always identify and kind of know what the risks are today, and the risks today are going to be different than the risks tomorrow. So I really want them to focus on that. There's some activities, some subscriptions you can use, but that's really the key one. But really the other areas, a couple of the other areas I see that are a little on the soft side, do they really have it covered, right? You've got to be able to do that self-assessment, or more importantly, look at and do what I would say those third-party audits are key. Go out there and say, hey, I think I'm covered. You bring somebody else in, and they're going to kind of work that through you and say, hey, let me tell you where you're going to miss it. And I'll be honest with you, I do this with my customers all the time, and they're really, really going to be a situation where it's going to hurt that first couple of times, but you're going to be better off for it, for sure.
Yeah, well said. Okay, so how does cloud adoption impact cybersecurity planning? Let's touch on the cloud for the moment.
It's the same, to be honest with you, but with a really key twist. So the things you do on-prem and the things you're going to do in cloud are the same, but the one key thing I see in the challenges are that shared responsibility model. It's now you and your service provider, your cloud provider. And the first thing you're going to have to say is, hey, who's got what? Have you got that covered? Have I got that covered? It's like patch management, vulnerability management, event monitoring. It's like, hey, are you looking at the anomalies? Am I supposed to look at the anomalies? And really a plan that says when it happens and you do get breached in those scenarios, you're looking at a situation where you say, hey, look, guys, we need to get together and meet with this and kind of practice this. And you need to practice that for that scenario. And if it happens, and the first time you're meeting is at that event, you have a little bit of problems, you know what I mean? But it's really that scenario where that shared services, for sure.
Okay, so how can businesses address the human element in cybersecurity? As we know, within teams, all it takes is one wrong click and you open the floodgates.
Absolutely, always. And, I got a lot of my clients say, oh, well, it's a scenario where, well, my people, we trained. Well, they know they got passwords, right? And we tell them not to use their pet's name. I'm like, well, we appreciate that, thank you. But really, you look at it, and you'd be surprised, But it's got to be culture. It's got to be top down. Your leadership's got to start with the buy-in. I had one where we were doing a contract, and we were coming in to do an assessment, and the guy who was signing the contract, he was leaving, so he said, oh, my admin, Dave, don't worry, he has my password. He'll approve it for us while I'm out. Yeah, my first audit finding. So it's really that scenario, as well as awareness. Phishing, people have to understand that. There's that one click you were mentioning, dude. Within regards to a scenario, people are going to click on the wrong thing. They're going to look at it and they're going to say to themselves, hey, look, what's going on here? Oh, wow, that's really cool. And then, you're all really having that scenario and that awareness training and the understanding of the policies, for sure. But they got to be understandable, not just strong. They have got to go to page 46, section 5, paragraph 6. You're kind of done.
100%. Keep it simple, stupid. At least that's my motto. But
Absolutely.
What role does AI play in the evolution of cybersecurity? We've seen AI being used as a weapon as well as a defense mechanism. What are you and the team seeing?
Right now we're doing a lot with AI, and as with everybody else. And really on the AI side, it's really the scenario is one, it's going to help with staffing shortage. You hear a lot of staffing shortages on cybersecurity. And with that scenario, yeah, it's definitely going to help. But it boils down to 4 questions. 2 questions the good guys are going to ask, and 2 questions the bad guys are going to ask. And the first 2 questions they're going to ask when they're using AI and trying to use it to make them stronger, it's going to be like, hey, what vulnerabilities are in my system and how do I correct them? Am I looking at, do I have the right patch manager, the right bad configuration? Over access rights. I just needed the run report, but you gave me everything, right? And that second question on the good guy side is, have I been breached? Anomalies. Am I looking at the right anomalies? Oh, that malware. Oh, look at that data loss, data out of the door, data going out the door. Ooh, really? That's kind of bad. We need to, how can you make me more efficient in learning those kind of things? And on the bad guy side, they're going to ask the different 2 questions. One, how do I get in? How do I breach it? What are the known issues? What are the loopholes? Can I do an AI phishing deep fake? And they're pretty powerful, some of those, for sure. You always see that. And you're like, wow, didn't believe that wasn't me talking to you, was it? And then that last one is really, how do I stay undetected? If I'm in your system right now and it's really about capturing that data, I want to be able to say, look, how long can I stay in here to capture as much data as I can? Now, if you're looking at, if you're trying to do a malware act or something like that, maybe I want to get out, but it's data. That's where the value is. And then how do I hide things? Once I go into your system, I'm probably creating some anomalies. So how can I create more anomalies and kind of cover up the ones I'm doing with maybe something to get them off track? Those are the kind of things I think with AI, as well as that edge as we move forward as a society.
Bill, you've broken down some really good points today. It's all the time I've got for you, but if people do want to continue the conversation, engage with you and your team, perhaps get some help, where's the best place to go?
Best place, you can visit our website at www.securitybridge.com, and I'm also known on LinkedIn, so you can grab me there as well.
Wonderful stuff from you. Appreciate you taking the time to chat to me today right here on Ticker.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.